We have finished up the European region. Now we are hopping into the North American games. First one already ready to go for you guys. It's Method NA facing off against Charlotte Phoenix.
Okay. Well, I think when we discussed this matchup earlier amongst ourselves, this is kind of what we thought was going to happen. Both Method NA and Charlotte Phoenix going to be bringing the Warrior Fire Mage Paladin. So really not mixing it up too much. Mirrors all the way. We'll see which one of these two teams comes out ahead. I feel like for this series, I kind of anticipate this is the matchup we're going to see throughout basically all of it. So may the better team win.
Yeah, let's see if the better team can win. So this is actually, I kind of thought that Charlotte Phoenix might run some Rogue Mage shenanigans, but they're going to opt for the mirror straight up here. So this has been something that Method NA was struggling with a little bit during the Cups here. You're going to see Ceruleum actually taking a lot of damage here in the initial stages. Nick gets Dragon's Breath here, and he is going to be able to reconnect on his target here, but both of these mages basically just playing a 1 versus 1 with the enemy warrior. Big damage coming in here. That's going to be a cauterize triggered for Ceruleum. Brain also using his Trinket Sacrifice there, so nice opener here for Charlotte Phoenix.
That was a moment of panic, I think, on the side of Method NA. A big lead. They're trying to turn it around with the combustion now from Ceruleum on Aang. Aang trying to hang behind the pillar here, managing to hold on to a lot of cooldowns. This push from Method NA is not banking the same type of value as Charlotte Phoenix's did. Aang is the substitute for Charlotte Phoenix. We were really wondering, like, well, is he going to be able to step up to the plate? Is he going to be able to do what is needed for his team? And he has been looking phenomenal. Method NA were 3-time Cup champions, but right now they're floundering. Charlotte Phoenix are running all over them. Brain into the Ring of Frost. Ceruleum is isolated. They could get an ice block, maybe shatter it and win the game. Blessing of Protection is up on a Ceruleum. They strip it off. They're trying to go for the block. Can they push him down here? Brain pops the Avenging Wrath, looking to recover with some big heals. I think with Avenging Wrath, he should be able to stabilize Ceruleum. It's maybe looking uncertain. He's still quite low, managing to recover. Now Corlick into the Ring of Frost. Method NA get aggressive. Big damage coming out from Brain as well. Judgments and Hammers out. Then they get Trinket Sacrifice from Corlick, but not the Cauterize. At least they do even it out a bit. But now a full Polymorph on the Brain. Ceruleum pops Mirror Images, but he's pinned by the Spear of Bastion. It's looking like he's durable enough to survive the chain here. His Brain comes out of the Polymorph. Meteor now down, trying to crack Aang. Going after him with that Triune Ward, though, it absorbed a lot of that Meteor's pressure. Drake is trying to stay on target. Blessing of Protection instantly purged off there. Corlick going for maybe a preemptive bop, a little bit uncertain. Ceruleum now still the target. I feel like Nick is getting the upper hand of Drake in terms of the uptime on the Mage. Nick is getting a lot of pressure on Ceruleum.
Yeah, and look at the mana for both of these Paladins already down to around 40%, just 2 minutes into the match. So very high intensity. Aang caught into a Stormbolt with the Polymorph on Corlick. This could easily be the Ice Block. Corlick, what are you going to do? The Blinding Light comes in. Cauterize, potentially overlapped with the Ice Block. They try to greet it, but immediate Shattering Throw coming in from Drake. Very scary moment for the side of Charlotte Phoenix. However, Ceruleum with no Cauterize, feeling a little bit vulnerable here as well. But Brain, he's got the Divine Shield as well as his Trinket Sacrifice. Let's see if he trades. He's in a full Polymorph. Are they going to trade the Ice Block? What are they going to do? Ceruleum gets interrupted. They try to just go for counter pressure here onto Aang. Brain's going to respond with his Trinket Divine Toll. Ceruleum holds on, but what a tense match this is.
Yeah, both of these mages, well, Aang actually already completely out of cooldown. Ceruleum still has his Ice Block here to work with. Combustion ready for Aang though. What are they going to do with it? Can he pull the trigger? That is the question. If they can land a stun here onto Ceruleum, could be big. Aang though, in a lot of trouble. Counterspell snuck in onto Corlick. Aang actually sheeps himself there with the Reflect. Drake still going to apply a lot of pressure, and that's going to be the Blessing of Protection right there coming out onto Aang. Nick in a Polymorph, Drake in a Frost Nova. Both of these mages having an opportunity to breathe here, and there it is. Ice Block getting forced at the same time as Aang uses his combustion right there. A little bit unfortunate on the timing right there, but that is still a net win for them right there. Brain still in crowd control though. Do they have the Blinding Light? They kill off the War Banner. That's a full Blinding Light. They don't have anything here. Ceruleum, what are you going to do? Brain trades the Sacrifice and the Divine Shield right there. Nicely done there. And that's going to put Charlotte Phoenix 1 cooldown ahead here.
It's been back and forth. I thought Charlotte Phoenix were ahead in the initial stages, then Method NA were stealing it away, but now Charlotte Phoenix are in the lead again. However, they are pushing for Korlik on that redirected damage. Now back onto Aang in the Storm Bolt. Cerealium kiting Nick as much as possible. Brain's in a full fear. Do they have any follow-up? They could proc this pod here. And we see Drake intervene back to Cerealium, trying to protect him while Nick's in the polymorph. Aang in the fear, desperately trying to stabilize and buy time for Brain to get some big heals. Avenging Wrath is up on both sides. Big heals, but also big damage as the health bars are spiking down and then up and then down and then up. Korlik into the full power of Aang in the interrupt. Korlik Divine Shields, but he doesn't have throughput. He doesn't have a ton of healing throughput right now. This is going to be incredibly difficult. He goes for a very slow Holy Light, barely connecting it in time. Aang on the run. Storm bolted on his Soul Shape. Big pressure from Drake with that Warbreaker, calling in Brum, the robot, as well to try and finish off Aang. Can Aang get control of the fight? Gets spell reflected on his polymorph. Goes for Dragon's Breath to try and stall. Blinks away from the pummel. Gets the poly dispelled instantly by Brain, but there's no mana. There is absolutely no mana. Absolutely no cooldowns for either side here as we just hit the dampening mark. Brain sitting through the Hammer of Justice. Cerealium pops Combustion. Can Aang strip it off with the Kleptomania? He kleptos it off and cancels. Good denial by Aang. Cerealium blinks away. Tries to get crowd control. Ring of Frost around the corner. Aang gonna alter time. He's gonna alter right back with a Frost Nova. Trying to get control of Drake. Drake freedomed right back onto target. Cerealium on target. This could easily go down to a 2v2 if these Warriors can get some uptime.
Yeah, Aang's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Warbanner drops down. Cerealium getting absolutely smoked behind the pillar. Gets back in line of sight with his Triune Ward. Should be able to stabilize just a little bit. But I mean, Brain and Korlik literally have nothing left. So they can do Aang in the midfield. Cerealium as well. Both mages just exchanging Pyroblast. Drake all over Aang. Nick all over Cerealium. One of these mages is going to fall quickly. Cauterize now available for Cerealium. They bought enough time. He has that cheap death effect. The sacrifice comes in from Brain. That's the last little bit of mana. That's the last cooldown. At the same time, Korlik, he's got a sacrifice coming up in just a few short seconds. These teams might be able to hold on. Brain behind the pillar, just dying to sacrifice damage. They're not going to be making a swap on him. Aang in so much trouble. Ice block in just 20 short seconds. It's going to be the sacrifice trading from Korlik. But either one of these could fall. It's looking like Charlotte Phoenix
10 seconds!
is behind.
Oh.
And they do manage to get the seed just a few seconds away from that ice block. Method NA. Let's see. Can they Oh, Meteor. All right, goodbye. But that will be Method NA claiming game number 1. But that is honestly about as close as it can get in a mirror matchup like this. What a tense game. Method NA sneaks away with the first one, though.
Yeah, it doesn't get closer than that. Both Paladins completely tapped on mana. Both mages completely out of cooldowns. And yeah, if just the smallest outplay happens, that game could have just been in favor of Charlotte Phoenix there as well. But Method NA takes game number 1. And I wonder if we're going to be seeing Warrior Mage mirrors the entire way through here. Definitely could be an option here. We've seen it in the past. Going to see the last couple of seconds here of the game. Nick is getting crowd control here, stuck in a polymorph. Drake's getting decent uptime here with that Kyrian Spear onto Aang. And at this point, Aang, he's just trying to buy time for his ice block. Sacrifice is traded out from Korlik. Aang just trying to get a little bit of distance, but sacrifice fades. And finally, Drake reconnects onto Aang. Look at that ice block, about 10 seconds away when he got procced into that pod tender. And yeah, Method NA takes it.
Yeah, currently up 1-0 right now, and you guys are so right. I mean, that was just so close. I mean, even that opener on the side of Charlotte Phoenix looked like they could have taken that, just dipping low in health on the side of Method NA, but they did take game number 1. And, you know, I really want to give a shout out to Aang as well on this team. You know, we weren't really quite sure how these guys would do with this roster change. He's got to be a little bit nervous as well. They don't have a lot of hours together in a competitive setting as a new team. And he's the one with the webcam. Like, I feel like that's got to be like a little bit nerve-wracking, you know, knowing how many, I mean, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but knowing, you know, you're in your little bedroom used to playing on ladder by yourself, and now he's thrown onto this team with these legendary players, a team that's been playing together for some time together in the AWC on a sponsored team with an org, no less, and you're the dude with the webcam, Zico. That's got to put a lot of pressure on a new player like this.
Well, I mean, he looks pretty good, so I don't think there's that much pressure here. But yeah, for Ang, I mean, he's got big shoes to fill, right? And like you mentioned, it's high stakes, and also he's going up against the #1 team right now in the region here. So Ang definitely has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he looks like he just got ice in his veins here. It really, I know he's a fire mage, but that's what it looks like.
That's okay. It works.
Yeah, it works.
It's like fire in his veins. I think that works too.
He's
Something
hot-blooded.
about combusting just doesn't sound the same. It doesn't, it's not as good as the icy veins.
Doesn't hit the same. No, that's okay.
True.
But no, I mean,
Yeah,
you're definitely right, and just they did lose that first game here, but Charlotte Phoenix is just time and time again, they're showing how capable they are together as a team. Several moments there where they could have taken that victory. Now we're heading to Ruins of Lordaeron, both of the same compositions locked in on both sides. And I think it was Ven that you said that, we could potentially just be seeing Fire Mage, Warrior, Mirrors for the rest of this matchup.
Yeah, I think for both these teams, they're primarily, so far we've seen them mostly just running the Holy Paladin Fire Mage. It's not a big surprise to me that they're going to kind of stick with that. And I think both of them kind of realized that Warrior is probably best in the mirror. So not opting to go with the Rogue, not opting to go with the Windwalker Monk. They're just going to be playing the Warrior. And I think these teams, they wargame against each other a lot. So they probably know each other's tendencies, the compositions that they're going to play, what they're likely going to lock in blind. And that just makes me feel like it's just going to be one of those series. It's going to be one of those series where both these teams, they're basically identical in every single way. And who can outplay on the day will be the one that walks away with the ultimate victory and the point from this series.
You guys are rhyming.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Are we doing a wrap around?
It's a rap battle.
I think we're gonna skip the rap battle for now.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna cast the game. We're gonna see Ang here dropping to about 30% HP. Saved by Light's gonna trigger there. Uses his Battle Master as well, but they didn't actually force anything real here with that first combustion. Maybe spoke a little bit too soon there. Corley's gonna trade a Trinket Sacrifice there onto Ang as he makes his way back to see if he can hang with the best in the city of Method and Ang. I don't know, Sid, I tried.
At the moment, Ang caught into a Stormbolt. A lot of pressure towards him at the moment. Will he be able to hold on? It's looking like a stressful situation for both sides. I mean, these Paladins were out of mana in, 4 minutes flat? And that's about as quick as it could get between mana management. So it's already looking like it's going at that pace. They're down 20% a minute into this game, although the cooldown situation is slightly in favor of Method NA, unlike game number 1, where Charlotte Phoenix was actually in the lead. Nice intimidating shout here by Nick, intercepting the Stormbolt on Ang, denying quite a lot of pressure. Korlek slips in, stunning up Brain, and Ceralium is starting to feel the pain. Will Method NA be able to wax and wane and remain?
Okay, well, here we go. Ceralium, 50% health right now. Both these Paladins, they really are working. I'm surprised at how much mana they're burning through. Full Polymorph sneaks in onto Korlek. Ang in a little bit of trouble right now. It looks like Drake is all over him, but recovery coming in. Korlek manages to find some heals, but the pressure is immense. But finally, a little bit of damage going out onto Ceralium. And, both these teams, in terms of cooldowns, relatively even at this point in the game. Rain ahead, one sacrifice, but that sacrifice going to be rotating up for Korlek relatively soon. Combustion also going to be shortly available. Ceralium has his available. Can they get the stun? Normally you want to get a stun on the mage before you use that combustion, so he can't just immediately Kleptomania Spellsteal it. Sphere of Bastion drops down for Drake, causing a lot of pressure and getting an ice block. Potential shattering throw coming in. No, Nick is there with the intervene to deny. Put out the residual damage onto Nick, just forcing Korlek to deal pressure. Can they get the cauterized? They managed to get it. Blessing of Protection comes in as well. They might just seed him. Can they turn him into a pod? Ang is on the run in a polymorph. It looks like he will be able to hold on, but that was a really scary moment. After the day, they have a lot of pressure right now. They could just close it out. This is a hammer of justice. Ang, what are you going to do? He's trying to kite. He's trying to get away. Ceralium is there to back up Drake to get the damage rolling, but at the same time, Ceralium's in some trouble. Shimmers away, has the ice block, has the cauterized. Definitely doesn't want those two overlap. Brain playing it greedy. He's playing it really greedy. He's in a blinding light. Is he going to trinket and use the sacrifice? I can't believe he didn't do it. They went for the greedy plays. They went for the Triune Barrier, but a Kleptomania Spellsteal coming in from Aang. They managed to get the Cauterize, they managed to get the Trinket, they get the Sacrifice, and they put themselves back in this game, but still, you gotta be very afraid if you're Aang right now. Sacrifice trades by Korlek. That really is the last line of defense. Once that Avenging Wrath fades here, Zico, I feel like Charlotte Phoenix, they don't really have anything left.
Yeah, there's not much left to work with. I mean, they got the bubble of Korlek if he just bubbles and spam out heals, but it's not super effective. He's going to have to use it early. Of course, you always want to be trying to use that Divine Shield together with, a cooldown like the Sacrifice or with the Avenging Wrath or something. But we're going to see, here comes the setup. Big damage onto Aang. What is he going to do? Nice alter time there by Aang. Fake casts the interrupt there as well, potentially. Gets a Dragon's Breath into a sheep here onto Drake, but not able to find it. He gets pummeled there. And now Brain here in a fear into the Ring of Frost. Nice Kleptomania coming out from Aang here. Big damage on Ceralium with the Kyrian Spear. Can he get the resheep? He's going for it. Ceralium has the counterspell, and Ceralium does snipe it there. Actually, Drake as well, dropping a fear there. Nice counter setup now with the fear on Korlek into the full polymorph. What is Aang going to do here to survive? This time he doesn't have an alter time here. He's stuck in the Storm Bolt. Here comes the damage. Ceralium's got the combustion rolling here, and he's dropping to 1% HP there. Remember, there's no Cauterize on this guy. There's no Ice Block. One hit, one thing just critting a little bit higher there could have easily meant the game there. This game is anybody's game right now, but it's looking like Method and A are running away with it, Sid.
Yeah, this game is on a razor's edge in number 2. Charlotte Phoenix can't afford to go down to match point so early on, but they're limited on cooldowns at the moment. They're locked down in crowd control, and this could be over with a Stormbolt over onto Aang. Nick is desperate to try and support with an intervene, supporting Aang as best he can. They're going to pop that Triune Ward. Is there a spell steal? They're just trying to power through the absorbs. Korlek is still in a polymorph. There's the Warbreaker. They Dragon's Breath it. They try to turn it around with the Spear of Bastion onto Ceralium. Can they force a kill? They get sacrificed from Brain. Not enough damage to force the block. A Blink counter spell onto Brain. He might just die to the redirected damage, popping his Battle Master to recover while interrupted. Ceralium is still low on health. Charlotte Phoenix actually have a lot of momentum if they can stay on target, but now the Spear is down from Drake. He is tearing in. Aang's going to try and Trinket, Dragon's Breath, and get control of Drake as fast as possible. Double Intimidating Shout. Nick gets the Ice Block here from Ceralium, shattering it off. Suddenly, Charlotte Phoenix, they're putting themselves back in the game. They were working with quite literally nothing, but everything is actually in their favor now. Brain Divine Shields, breaking out of crowd control, trying to stabilize his team and trying to get them aggressive. 15 seconds till Aang has an Ice Block. Korlek has Sacrifice. He just needs to preemptively use it here, buy time for the Ice Block, and they're going to have a substantial lead. There's 0 mana remaining for Method NA. Charlotte Phoenix have somehow done it, but they're actually locked down in crowd control. One more second. Ice Block. It was a little bit early. Shattering throw. Gonna connect.
Shatter.
Nick can't get there in time. Will he be able to survive while Korlek's in a polymorph? War Banner hits the polymorph, but not the Hammer of Justice. Doesn't look like there's enough damage. 1 second left on it here. Oh, the Blinding Light ends up breaking, I believe. That's going to be amazing news for Charlotte Phoenix. They're in the driver's seat.
That was a really important blessing of protection coming in from Brain, freeing Ceralium from not only the stun, but also the Spear of Bastion. Huge momentum swing. Aang, he's got the combustion. Can they get a stun on Ceralium? If they can stun Ceralium and just use combustion, I think the game is over. I don't think he can hold on. Beautiful alter time by Ceralium, bouncing his health back up to full. 11% dampening. No cooldowns left for Method NA. Korlek still has his Sacrifice. They could make a push. Can they get it out of the way? Let's see. Ceralium gets interrupted. Hammer of Justice onto Brain. Aang, is he going to go for it? He wants to use the combustion right now. He gets polymorph. That is so unfortunate. It looks like it's actually not even available. So use that a little bit earlier. Now they're turning it around here onto Aang. He's caught into a Stormbolt himself, getting incredibly low. Korlek trades out his Sacrifice, the last line of defense. Aang, there's no way he's going to get another Ice Block, but at the same time, Method NA, they're also working on fumes. However, Ceralium, he's recovered. He's behind the pillar. Brain, he's got the Sacrifice. He just needs to get out of the CC. If he can get out of the crowd control, he can connect the Sacrifice. Beautiful Ring of Frost by Ceralium. Beautiful kiting and defensive plays. I think he might be able to hold on. The Sacrifice on the stun. Now they're trying to turn it around on Aang, who is on the run. Alter time. Can they just take him down before it procs? Ceralium with a beautiful spell steal, removing that heal. Spear of Bastion. Aang, there's no way he survives this one. He's going to get the Cauterize. It comes back up. He's on the run. He's burning down. They get the seed. Can they drop it? I don't think Korlek has the mana. There's no way. They have the Blessing of Protection, but they don't trade. Method NA, they go up. What a... I mean, both of these games could have gone either way, but Method NA, they pull out ahead in the end. Up 2-0 now on match point.
That was just amazing to watch. what a back and forth game. At one point, it looked like Method and A were just running away with it. They had all the momentum, all the cooldowns, but then in just one singular push, Charlotte Phoenix, they forced out basically everything, put themselves, in an advantageous position, and it's just kiting back and forth. And some of these small micro outplays with the alter times and who gets the klepto on what and things like that really is what decides this game. We're going to see it here as well. Right before this happened right here, Seralium was actually sitting down next to that cart there, eating mage food. I just want you guys to know that. And the reason why Brain has mana and Korlik doesn't have mana right now is also because Brain, right while that was happening, was also sitting down for a little drink. So they had a little bit of a mukbang situation there where they were just all sitting down eating at the team. And, that mana really, look at Korlik. If he had drank just the tiniest bit there, he would have been able to heal with his Divine Favor. He's just standing there, not able to do anything with it. So just small decisions like that, just going for a quick sip, it can definitely cost you the game. We saw it earlier when Creed was playing, where Drainers try to sit down for a drink, and they just Method EU beat them immediately by punishing that. But you can also see it, work out in the favor of the team drinking here, and Method and A are going to be able to win that.
I don't know if mukbang is the right word to describe it. It's more like, can I have some more, please? Or like zeroed out, just trying to eat at scraps to get the tiniest bit of mana to stay in it. They're pulling all the stops, that's for sure. I was starting to think Method and A were going to be out of that game, but they just kept playing it out.
Yeah, and look how quickly that draft process is as well. Headed to Hook Point, very, very tiny map, and both of these guys locking in that same composition once again, almost instantly. Charlotte Phoenix is saying, we almost had the first game, we almost had the second game. We're not going to skip any steps here. We want to go immediately into game number 3 and try and get it here the third time around. They are so close so many times again. So they're certainly frustrated right now. So hopefully they're not tilting too hard heading into this next game, because it's still something they could most certainly do. They're going to have to reverse sweep it though. They can't afford to drop any more maps or any more games here against Method NA, because this is a best of 5 series. They're running out of chances here to try and get this series win over Method NA, and it was going to be a hard task for them to begin with. Method NA, we know how these guys have been doing. We know how long they've been consistently at the top. They're the #1 seed right now for the North American region. But Charlotte Phoenix, they know what they have to do. It's just a matter of pulling it off, Enrique, as they head into this matchup. And we're going to see that start very, very shortly right now.
Yeah, these teams are basically, I don't want to say they're doing the exact same thing, but they're doing very similar setups. Like I said, these guys, they practice against each other quite a bit in war games. So I think they're both very prepared, both sides. They know the strategies they want to implement. They know how to deny setups. They know how to get setups. I feel like that last game came down to Seralium honestly doing a really good job with his defensive play, just kind of baiting Nick away from his healer, getting him in Frost Novas he couldn't get out of, getting him in Dragon's Rest he couldn't get out of, and just did a really good job with all his defensive kit to allow Brain to basically not heal him for extended periods of time. And we'll see if that ends up being a factor in this match as well. Both warriors going to be starting out on the mages as kind of expected. Full polymorph does land on Nick. Seralium going to be getting aggressive very early on, using his combustion. It gets canceled by Aang. Intimidating shout into a full Ring of Frost. Great start here by Method NA. Can they get the ice block? Can they get the trinket sacrifice? Ooh. They do get the ice block. And Korlik now in a Hammer of Justice. Can they get more? Intervene on the shattering throw. Good denial there. That potentially won't get more cooldowns. Korlik with a big heal tops off Aang. And now Charlotte Phoenix is going to be looking to strike back.
Yep, there's a big opener here for Method NA. Let's see what Charlotte Phoenix can get there on their push. That was a combust of Seralium. Aang still has his left in the bank here. He can get something. He gets a Ring of Frost onto Drake. If he can get some crowd control now onto Brain, that would be amazing. He gets a full sheep here out of the Hammer of Justice. They stun up Seralium, but look at Seralium's positioning. Not allowing himself to get targeted by that combustion. Look at that. He is so far away. He is a turtle on the opposite side of the ocean right now. And you can see Drake is going to make his way back to Aang here. And once again, Cerulean is just going to go for a sheep onto Nick and just going to keep running. And this is something Cerulean does really well. He's just good at running, trying to not take damage here. And he's going to use that shifting power here, reset some of his mobility, reset some of his cooldowns. He's going to have his combustion soon, and Aang still hasn't been able to use his first combustion here. So full sheep secured onto Korlik. I do believe that might have been a war banner right there. They kill it off, and they get a DR sheep right there. Triple DR sheep gets counterspell. Cerulean pushing in here for the Dragon's Breath. He gets one onto Nick as well as Korlik. There's a second combustion. Actually, that's the combustion of Aang right there. And Cerulean just steals it and does work with it.
On fire.
He bucks the cauterize. He goes back in time. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea. Definitely stay in that over time maybe. And Aang dropping to 1% HP, greeting it out big time. As you can see here, Method and A, they still have another combust here to go with as well. Method and A are so far ahead right now, so please.
I mean, they're in full control on match point. Not what you want to see as Charlotte Phoenix. The pressure is really on. Their last chance to try and get a victory in this second round of circuit play, playing from so far behind. Cerulean with excellent positioning. It's making it impossible to connect, and Aang is just going to absolutely get decimated. Another Cerulean. Looks like he's going to be making it to the water. Method and A take it 3-0.
All right. Yeah, well, Method and A.
He made a turtle joke. He said Cerulean was a turtle. What do you want? That was a good joke.
Was it? Was it a good joke if nobody laughed?
Zico laughed because he understood why I said it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know you don't listen to me these days, Van, and you think that I made up the whole Drake thing, but like I'm still here. I'm still here, and I did not make that up.
You did.
He still has feelings, Ven.
Yeah. We can see, I mean, I feel like, and this one, Cerulean, once again, really just kind of shining on that mage. He ended up stealing Aang's combustion. I believe he did get the cauterize with it, and that's why he almost dropped. And then at this point, you can see Aang, he really doesn't have too many defensive cooldowns to work with, neither does Core. Like, this game was absolute domination. Game number 1 and 2, super close, but with this combustion, with that meteor, Aang gets absolutely decimated. So I would say in the first 2 games, it was really close, but in this one, not so much. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so the game was, they